myself. Oh no, give me that sound. Oh, I gotta go like Cobain. 8 years to the grave, gone insane. My blood got propane. How you gon' go and throw my name with shame? Already cross-faded, making it to the disco. I hate it, and you know how this goes. You framed it, picture painted in my room. This that real life shit, none on Zoom. Got the scene in it.
Make sure you subscribe to JerCrispy.
What's up, y'all? Shows the most, that's the most. JerCrispy, welcome back. The obscure lore of Open Season. Bro, if y'all know about Open Season, this is a fire-ass movie. Not getting not a cure for a lot of people, but hey, it's a fire-ass movie to my heart, and I could always go back and watch it, you know. But this is the nigga named Mung. I think he be talking about about some old cartoon stuff. It's like a lot of stuff we need to watch from off his channel too. So, but I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Hope y'all really enjoyed this video, because this might be actually one, because I think it's explained about Open Season. I ain't see what it is, but let's see what he got going on. It's by the nigga Mong, the School Lord of Open Season. Let's see what he got going on. Hold up. I'm at this bottom right here. Right up this top right here. Yeah. That quick. Look like it's just that quick. Let's get it.
Open Season is one of those movies from the 2000s that you watched a few times when you were 5 and now have completely forgot about since. It has the same underrated gem aura as Over the Hedge, Chicken Run, and Bully. And like all of those, you probably haven't been keeping up with the franchise. You're quite surprised to find out it has a sequel, and another sequel, and another sequel, and the most wild of all, a series with 52 episodes that just
bro, like, we can't sit here and watch this shit, bro. Like, it don't even make sense why he did this shit.
Just released a little over a year ago. This franchise is still going. But it all starts in a little town called Timberline, located somewhere in this part of America where nothing interesting really happens. There's this lady named Beth, and she puts on shows for the whole town of like 12. A puppet show? Song and dance show? No. A giant grizzly bear show. Like most mountain people, she owns a bear, and Boog is his name. Boog lives the life of luxury. His own paid-for garage to live in, free food all day, and constant love and affection from his mother. That is blind to the fact that she has a 900-pound killing machine in her garage. He lives a better life than like 75% of America. Because I don't know which of the square states they're in, I can't be so for sure what kind of legal repercussions she would receive for keeping a giant bear, but it's your typical fines and potential imprisonment. And now since I looked that up, my FBI agent spying on me is now reporting to his higher-ups that I'm plotting some city takeover via bears, and or some perverse farm, and or a petting zoo, and or a menagerie. Like every town in America, it has its fair share of crazies. Beth is only the beginning. Shaw is the hunter and determined to eliminate anything that breathes.
Bruh, I ain't lying. This nigga, bruh, he on some sucker shit. I ain't even gonna hold you. That nigga was always a bitch made ass nigga. Nigga wanted to kill all the animals. I ain't do niggas. Nigga, this, like, bro, I think this, he gonna show a scene how many animals this nigga killed. Like, dead ass, bro.
Soon as Open Season Day comes. When I said anything, I mean anything. The way he acts towards Beth and Town Sheriff Gordy are all too Manson-like. Shaw is especially infatuated with Boog. For the past many years,
this nigga got the Smash Bro. Hold on, this nigga got a Smash Bro background. So if you play Smash Bro, you know what I'm talking about.
Feet of his town. Look, Shaw is definitely Waco Wacko. However, he's got a point with Boog. Why is there a massive bear being treated like a fellow citizen in the town? I'd have to agree. Get him out of here. Shaw hit a puny deer named Elliot and broke off one of his antlers, believing him to have changed his status to roadkill. And
yeah, I think low-key, he did Elliot bad. I think Elliot lost like he got brain damage now, I think, ever since he got hit by that car, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you.
And then he strapped him to the front of his truck. Here, Boog would meet Elliot. free him, and Elliot would attach himself to Boog in an almost Siamese fashion. Boog's character is basically a stoner, but Elliot makes it worse and hands him the pipe in the form of sugary snacks, and they demolish a convenience store, learning what the munchies are. And then they also mess up one of the public shows, frightening the audience, sending Boog and Elliot far into the mountains right in the penultimate days before open season.
The freaking chair,
Boog
bro.
his favorite teddy bear, Dinkelman, and bids adieu. Here, Boog and Elliot have to survive in the wild, something Boog has never done. So in a rendition of the fish out of water trope, the two survive, eventually amassing an army of really deranged animals. Mr. McSquizzy, a Scottish squirrel that uses funny words like numpty and daft, he has an entire army of artillery squirrels. Buddy, a porcupine that behaves similar to Katie from Horton Hears a Who. Two ducks, Serge and Denny. Denny is mute, leading to a Phil and Mason situation. Rosie and Maria, skunks. They're just skunks. And Riley, a beaver, also with a giant beaver army. Elliot has a past situationship or something with a doe, Giselle, but is basically controlled by Ian, an unreasonably massive buck, voiced by the Hey Peter guy. The final animal is Mr.
Joe.
Weenie, a German and or Swiss dachshund owned by Bobby and Bob, two campers used solely for...
I am gonna hold you. Mr. Weenie had the most weirdest name to say, bro. And just saying that is just like, bro, just don't even sound right. I never thought that sound right when I was little.
A few objects to describe by
Damn.
charcuterie boards and Adirondack chairs, skipping over some very basic messing things up. I'm angry at you, oh I forgive you tropes. The army of hunters are attacked by all of the animals using strategic guerrilla warfare. Take your pick at which they cause actual bodily harm. I'm sure a few people died. McSquizzy blows up all of their trucks, and then open season was basically no more. Beth returns to get Boog after deciding maybe a bear doesn't belong in the wild. Boog, despite trying the entire movie to return home, decides to stay, saying his home is with his friends in the wilderness. Sure, he's known them for days, and he's known her for his entire life, but bros before hoes, I guess, Boog. And it's obligatory that I mention the game based on this movie, otherwise the comments will be ticked. The game is just the story of the movie in a game. There. I mentioned it. The third DVD sequel, the fourth, and
wait, they got a game for it? I didn't even know that.
This franchise, Open Season Scared Silly, is the next in the timeline. I suppose it's a scary Halloween movie. It's not. Everyone is loony about a werewolf thing going on. The animals and humans are scared. Shaw is back and demands Gordy open season, which he agrees.
I thought freaking number 2 was then the scary, then what's the scary thing, then number 3. I didn't know that.
In this movie, Shaw admits to being touchy-feely, and of all people, he definitely doesn't put the PETA in pedophile. The humans disguise as werewolves, Mr. Weenie has a dramatic ballad, and the movie is over. It's more about open season than movie 2 and 3, but why have the fourth movie be a sequel to the first one rather than the third one, and why make it Halloween? Who owns this franchise? Really just beating the dead horse. And speaking of dead horse, Boxer from Animal Farm. That one book you have to read in high school. There's a pig named Napoleon in this next show. And it doesn't matter. I just thought it was a cool segue. Despite some possible continuity issues, I'm gonna place my bets and say...
Wait, dude was skipping number... Bro, dude was skipping over... Hold up, bro. Wait a minute. Oh, there you go. Okay. Okay. He's going... No, he's going backwards, though. Like, the fuck? Hold up, bro.
The show comes next. The show came out in 2023. That was like yesterday. Did anyone know about this? Open season is Call of Nature. After we've watered down the voice actors so much, with every rendition sounding less like the original, we've hit a point where Boog and Elliot sound nothing like them. The animals find an abandoned campsite and make it home. Their neighbors are the Pet Palace, led by Cleo. And it's more of a high-tech prison killing machine than a nice place. Unless that's your idea of a nice place. The two sides argue and... stuff. This show is 95% introducing new characters. They have some weird backstory or unique trait, and they get to join fun at camp. Kiki the monkey escapes her circus life. Norm the vegetarian vulture. A mean sheep named Wooly the bully. All my 70-year-olds in the audience understand that joke. I know you exist, I have the statistic. And hey, thanks for spending your golden years watching me on YouTube. They find a primal bear in ice. McSquizzy's kin, a white version of him, comes to camp. They call Mr. Weenie trailer trash. Boog and Elliot spy on women. They meet Bigfoot, and Boog falls in love with a polar bear. I looked that up, and turns out they can mate, however it's rare. As probably anyone would expect. Now that I looked that up, my spying FBI agent is probably really wondering what I'm doing with bears. So you get the point. The show is completely random and has no timeline effect on anything. Every character that was introduced just isn't there anymore. And then the sequel to the original, Open Season 2.
There you go.
Subtitle. You know how the first one was about open season, right? Like the actual time when it's legal to kill animals. So this movie has nothing to do with that. Like every sequel in this franchise, it was a direct-to-DVD release. So the bar is lower than an Oompa Loompa doing the limbo. Elliot's puny little stick antler is now huge, and he now has a rack so large he'd be hired at a local divorced dad bar. He's going to get married to Giselle, but has cold hooves, I guess. Bobby and Bob finally get Mr. Weenie back, and he is forced to reunite with their giant entourage of Tupperware people, introducing like 10 new characters to the movie. The main dog is Fifi, voiced by Crispin Glover, destined for Back to the Future 2, doomed to Open Season 2. The others are just sort of there. A Bobby Bacalieri bloodhound, over-sexualized southern dogs, a cat, like really just regular cat,
and a crazy cat,
the tag-along cat that didn't listen to Nancy Reagan and is clearly on crack or maybe bath salts. The wild animals search for Mr. Weenie. The whole movie. There's so much back and forth, and then they end up at a water park. Mr. Weenie reuses Boog's ending and decides to stay with the dogs and humans. Despite the whole dog clan sort of killing Fifi, not really, but tried. At the end, Elliot and Giselle finally get married and cut to credits. The scene we don't get to see is when Elliot really finds out why Giselle is called Giselle. This movie sucked story-wise, but had some pretty funny parts. And finally, the third movie. Open Season 3, no subtitle. Like all good finales to a trilogy about wild animals, the gang joins a circus. Well, mainly just Boog. There he falls in love with another bear named Ursa. Boog then gets Mr. Weenie's story from movie 2, just like Weenie got Boog's story from number 1, and everyone looks for Boog. Also, everyone has their own little side plots. Bobby and Bob return and do their little thing. These characters are so underrated. They could have had their own movie. Doug, the circus bear, identical to Boog, and his alluded-to lover, Alistair, the camel, continue their circus adventures after Ursa leaves to be with Boog. Fifi is also back in this movie, despite being the villain last time. I'm sort of surprised they brought the dog characters back for this one. I just assumed their story was closed. With the wild characters from the first one, the dogs and cats in the second, and now the circus guys in the third, there are a lot of
This is a good movie too.
A lot more than usual in kids' movies, but it feels like there's so many. Especially because Elliot and Giselle got busy and had themselves 3 dear babies. Gisela, Giselita, and logically, the third one is Elvis. So they're in this movie, never really took Elliot as the dad type. Everyone gets a happy ending. This came out in 2010, so it's now been 15 years since we got an actual sequel to this movie. I'm sure one will come, maybe, and then again, maybe not, because I think they relied on the direct-to-DVD sales. And do I really need to explain why that's not going to happen anymore? There's one more thing. Boog and Elliot's midnight bun run. The two of them sneak into Bobby and Bob's trailer to steal cookies. However, this is before they knew Mr. Weenie, so this should take place during the first one. But in the end, Boog is caught by Sheriff Gordy, making no sense, so this has to be non-canon. It does not fit anywhere logically. However, it gives Bobby and Bob a little character development. They go skinny dipping, which is a lot more promiscuous than I expected. Bobby accidentally reveals her entire body to the Timberline police, revealing to the camera she's one hunk of burning love with a heart tattoo with Bob's name on it. Forget Pixar moms. Sony Animation is innovative. I like to think of this franchise as a nice fish dinner. Open Season 1 is the delicious piece of fish. Open Season 2 is the buttered roll next to it. Not as great as the main course, but still decent enough to want. And then everything else is the coleslaw. The nasty, wet, wilty, throw-up smelling.
Well, in his opinion, just the freaking fish over season, that's 1. The bread is 2, and the fries is 3. The cartoon gotta be the coleslaw, in my opinion.
Coleslaw is worse than Open Season 3, 4 in the show, so I'm doing them a bit of disservice by comparing them to coleslaw. And then the bun run short is like the little scoop of ice cream you get after the meal. Let me know what you think of coleslaw in the comments. Actually, I meant to say Open Season, but whatever.
Listen, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow social media. Did pop on the screen. We're on the road to 300. I'm out. Boy, that was the Obscure Lord of Open Season. Man, that's actually a good shit to watch, bro. Watch back and go watch it, bro. Like, it's not terrible. It's actually interesting to know, what's going on with the whole thing. So, Alright. I'm out, y'all. Subscribe. And I'm out.